So this is Baruch Fleischman. I'm back at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and we're pumping here on this Zohar. The Zohar on Parshas Pinchas, which has to do teaching us about Rosh Hashanah. So let's see what we can learn about Rosh Hashanah. This is actually, it said in the previous, that this is actually the beginning of the introduction to the vision in the Zohar of Yecheskel's vision. So let's see what the Zohar says. First, we'll read the Zohar. Then we're going to read. There's an introduction here by the Matok Midavash, and then we'll read the Matok Midavash. So because Zimna Trin Yomiminu, there's always every year there are 2 different days of Rosh Hashanah. My time, and what's the reason? Begin the Lehevi Yitzchak Kolil Dinim V'Rachmi, so that Yitzchak, this is the words, should be incorporated both in Din and Rachman. Trin Yomim V'Lo. So Trin Yomim V'Lo. Now, what I'm seeing like this is Rachme is not the same thing as Chesed. Rachme means a mixture of Chesed and Gevurah, produces mercy. So he said Trin Yomim V'Lo. So this is the reason that we have a din which is all din, a day it's all din, and another day which is a mixture of these two. V'Lo. It's not just one day. The Ilmale Yishtakach Yechidoi, because if you found one just by itself, and so the din would be so strong, Yachriv Alma would destroy the world. And this, therefore, it's written like this: Trim Zimnin. It says 2 different times. V'hi Hayom, and the day came. V'hi Hayom. We see that in Iyov, and we say that over in the Malachim Bet over there in Kesuvim. So it writes over here like this: the Matok Midavash. Let's get a little bit closer to it. See it a little bit better. He says, and incidentally, this is what you call a document camera. And I had seen it used in college when I was in college, sort of a different way, but basically it makes it very easy for everybody to learn the same material. So because of a Rizal, so the Rizal says of Shar Kavonos, Hatam Sha'osim Shnei Yomim Rosh Hashanah, the reason why we have 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, Gam Eretz Yisrael, also in Eretz Yisrael, Kibiyom HaRishon, because on the first day, Anu Ma'alim as a Penimios Shein Bebechinas on the Shamas Dezer Anpen. Now let's go back to this again. For those of you who are Zohar, those few of you who are Zohar to listen to the Shiurim that we were doing previously, really on the movement of the worlds from the bottom to the top, is that the Penimius of the Olamos moves, but the Chitzonius does not. But it's possible when the Chitzonius of the lower world moves up and attaches itself to the other world, the places it attaches to is the Chitzonius of the other world. In other words, the Benemius of the lower world attaches to the Chitzonius of the upper world. But this, in turn, causes the Chitzonius of the lower world to become a Penemius, because it's covered now. And so therefore it moves up, and that's the process of how things grow, is that the bottom covers the top, and continues to do that all the way up. This is Mayim Nukvin. This is bringing bracha to our pleas Hashem. So let me read it again. He says, B'yom Rishon Ana Ma'alim as a Penimius. We bring up the Penimius, like I said, that's the part that goes up. Shechim Bebechinis on the Shamos, the Zer Anpin, which are the Shamos of Zer Anpin, which are down in our world. We're elevating that. B'yom Hasheni Ana Ma'alim Af as Bechinis Achitzonis. But on the second day, because of what moved up, it really means on what moved up down below, we're also being ma'ale the Chitzonius. Could be, my explanation would be that the Chitzonius, which is now a Penemius, because the Penemius of the lower covered over the Chitzonius, and everything is moving up, but now you have a blend. So the first thing is that the first day of Rosh Hashanah is really severe din. Because the worlds are still not perfumed, not made to smell good. We live in a smelly world. But in the second base, but since on the second day, since now on the first day, the Benemius went up, you can do on the second day, to bring up the Chitzonius as well, because what was below that Chitzonius is now being covered, is now covering the Chitzonius, making it the Benemius, is moving up. So therefore this is called a week din. So let's look over here now at the Matat Midrash and get a taste for this. Zesha Amar B'kol Zimna Trin Yomeninun. Right? Well, we heard that before. Rosh Hashanah Hu Shnei Yomim B'kol Zaman, all the time. There's no time when it's only one day. B'kol Makom Agam Eretz Yisrael, also in Eretz Yisrael, where it's only one day for the Shlosh Regalim. My time, what's the reason? Machutam, and Meshiv, and the answer begin the Lahavi Yitzchak Kolel Dinim Rachman, so that you could have Yitzchak incorporated both in Din and Rachman. Now, why did you choose Yitzchak? Because Yitzchak is the symbol, or is the line, the left line, the line of Din in Zeranpin. Kadesh Yitzchak Shuhu B'Bechinis Rosh Hashanah, who is the aspect of that day of Din. Kolel Din V'Rachamim, so he shouldn't be just Din, but it should be Din and Rachamim. Trin Yomim, V'zehu Atam Shal Shnei Yomim. This is the reason why we have 2 days. Ki b'yom rishon ladin hu kasher, because in the first day the din is severe. B'yom hasheni chadim hu barachamim, and the second day it's in rachamim. V'lo chad, it's not just one. V'lo choyed dai b'yom echad, it wouldn't be sufficient to have just one day. The ilmala yishtakach yechidoi, because if you had only one day, im choya Rosh Hashanah rak yom echad, the din kosher, that means a very severe din. Yachriv alma, the choworld would be destroyed. Hoya machriv, as a olam, they would destroy the world. Machmas din akosher, because of the severe din. V'adochasiv trin zimnim, and this is the reason why it writes 2 different times. Al kain kosiv shtei pamim v'yehi v'hayom v'yehi hayom. One time it was written by Elisha, upam ba'iyuv. So we have that phrase appearing twice to tell you an allusion to the 2 days. Lomish al shnei yamim shal Rosh Hashanah. That's an allusion to that. This is Baruch Fleischman. This is the Tikkun Elevator Kollel.